The U.S. Marines asked for reset after the Royal Marines dominated the battle. War History Online articles Royal Marines commanders bashed the U.S. Marine Corps and forced them to surrender in training exercise. By Jesse, November 4th, 2021, 3-minute read. In a mock that occurred last week, the British Royal Marines commanders and its allies triumphed over the U.S. Marine Corps. The engagement took place in a huge Californian training facility and pit the Marine Corps against Britain's commanders and Dutch Marines. The battle ended with the British forces establishing control over the majority of the battleground, forcing the U.S. Marines to surrender. The battle, named Exercise Green Dagger, allowed Britain to test their new Littoral Response Group LRG in guerrilla warfare conditions in the enormous 29 Palms base in California. In addition, the battle was also used to test the U.S. Marine Corps USMC before being deployed overseas. Before the exercise took place, the troops had spent 2 months training in the Mojave Desert. The LRG is a new Royal Navy group with the ability to quickly react to the many different threats faced by modern militaries. When ready, 2 of these groups will be active, with one in Europe, LRG North, and the other in Oman, LRG South, for quick access to the Suez Canal. LRG South was built from the Taunton-based 40 Commando and was the group that participated in the 5-day-long Green Dagger. Troops from Canada, the U.S., and the Netherlands, UAE, and Britain were involved in the operation. Reportedly, the Royal Marines dominated the mock battle. Exercise Green Dagger. Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, July 14th. Royal Marines and naval officers attend a briefing on board HMS Ocean during exercise Auriga on July 14, 2010, near Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. Photo credit for Christopher Furlong, staff. Getty Images. So that's Getty Images. To maintain authenticity and clearly indicate the results of the battle, the combatants involved used training ammunition that fires paint projectiles. This non-lethal ammunition is fired at reduced pressure and speed. Their battleground was over a 3,500 square kilometer area, filled with mountains, deserts, and urban environments. Inside the training area were independent actors who portrayed civilians. These civilians could choose to help or hamper the troops at will. The start of the battle saw the Royal Marines immediately take the lead, but eventually the USMC worked their way into their territory. To stop these advances, the British and their allies spent probing raids behind enemy lines, wreaking havoc on their opponents' headquarters. They took out the Marine Corps assets critical to formulating their attacks. The battle ended after a Marine Corps advance was stopped, leaving the Royal Marines in control of 65% of the area, even though they only started with 20%. Lieutenant Colonel Andy Dow, commanding officer of 40 Commando, said, "Our success has proved the new commando force concept is more lethal and sophisticated than ever before, and I am immensely proud of every member of the LRG and their vital contributions. Operating alongside our partners from the USA, Netherlands, Canada, and the UAE gives us fantastic opportunity to test, integrate, and continue to push our capabilities in new and innovative directions. Throughout this deployment, our focus has been on integrating game-changing capabilities from across the commander force to deliver disproportionate effect in the face of the free-thinking peer adversary. Unfair judgment on the Marine Corps. Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, July 14th. Royal Navy Marine and commanders in a joint exercise with the U.S. Marines call in artillery and air fire at Camp Lejeune on July 14th, 2010, Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, probed by Christopher Furlong. Get images. Although the Royal Marines won a landslide victory, it is perhaps an unfair way to judge the Marine Corps capabilities. Currently, there are a few unknowns that can dramatically change opinions on the outcome, like how much support each side received. In addition, the inherent differences between the Marine Corps and the Royal Marines should not be forgotten. The Marine Corps is one of the U.S. military's 6 branches and is under the authority of the U.S. Navy. This 180,000 strong force is smaller and more mobile than the U.S. Army, but is similar in capabilities. USMC recruits go through a tougher and longer training camp than the Army, though. Meanwhile, the Royal Marines are a much smaller, only around 8,000 members, and especially specially trained force. These exceptionally well-trained commanders are some of the most elite troops in the British Armed Forces and have a very different role to the USMC. Therefore, depending on the exact circumstances, it should come as no surprise that the Royal Marines bested the United States Marine Corps in battle. Bested. We hope you enjoy our content. We think it is important to keep our war history alive. If you do too, please consider becoming a supporter. So US bested, we learned the word bested, as in the form of verb. US Marine Corps specially trained Marines. 40 Commando, strange name, but effective name too. Now 40 Commandos, but 40 Commando. Marine Corps, in addition. Free will. Unfair judgment on the Marine Corps. So thanks for listening. That's it. Bye-bye.